Don't start a YouTube channel in 2024. It's too saturated. You've probably heard this. And if you are thinking of starting a YouTube channel or pursuing any kind of creative endeavor, then at some point you're probably told like it's going to be really hard for you to make a living out of it. It's going to be really hard for you to support yourself, especially in today's market because it's so saturated. But guess what? That was the same argument last year. That was the same argument the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. There's always a reason why you shouldn't do it. But I'm telling you now, for majority of the people out there, I don't want you to start a YouTube channel. Okay, I do want you to start a YouTube channel, but I don't want you to start a YouTube channel with the preconceived notions, at least that I had when I started. So let's talk about that. But before we do, I just want to thank all the people that have been watching these Real Talk episodes and have been gaining value from it, supporting, liking, subscribing. My channel has started to grow, and you guys are really enjoying these open, raw conversations. And I'm glad that it's connecting on some level to some people. So I'm really excited to build a bigger and stronger community on this channel with this series. But yeah, as I was saying, there was an interesting study, or there were multiple studies which kids were asked what do they want to be when they grow up, in like after COVID I hit, after 2020 and all. There was a survey done, and majority of the kids, they said YouTuber. And this is crazy. If you just go back like half a decade or a decade back and you ask people what do they want to be when they grow up, the answers were like doctors, engineers, astronauts, pilots. But the answer today is YouTuber. And I don't say this with any kind of preconceived judgment against this. I don't think it's a bad thing. But I also think that the people that are skewed towards becoming a YouTuber are doing it for the wrong reasons, or at least have the wrong reasons in their mind. They watch these YouTubers living this amazing life, making money from just turning on a camera and talking to a camera, or just recording their day and making millions and millions, living an amazing lifestyle, having an amazing house, amazing car, being surrounded by people, always going out partying, not being answerable to anyone. The lifestyle seems glorious and so much fun. But that's it. It just seems that way. If you zoom out of the camera lens, if this is out of this frame that you can see here, if you come out of this frame, you get to see the true picture. And I'm not trying to discourage you from starting a YouTube channel. I'm not trying to discourage you from recording and documenting. In fact, I believe everybody should be documenting or creating in some form or the other. But I want you to ask yourself, why do you want to create? Is it for the fame? Is it because they tell you that, YouTube is a dream job? We're doing something we love. We just turn on the camera and we're making money from it. So is that more attractive than working a normal job? Is that the reasons? And I'll be very honest and upfront. When I started a YouTube channel, I was just curious about this. I was curious, and I did know that there was a lot of money to be made from YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel because I felt like I had stuff to share. There was something inside me that said, I need to create videos, or I need to try this. But there was also a part of me that said that this could turn into something amazing, and it could make me a lot of money and could make me rich and successful. But as I got more deeper and deeper into the process of making these YouTube videos, that part, I will agree that part kind of became like a disappointment. But because as you can see, that even after this 2.5 years, I'm not making any money from this. In fact, all the money I make as a physiotherapist, I take it and I just dump it into getting more gear, getting more equipment. just trying to make this better. And so, in terms of that way, I have not received any rewards or benefits from that front. And considering that that was one of my goals, not receiving those rewards should have at this point caused me to quit or just give this up. But I haven't. Because along the way, my priorities changed. Along the way, I started falling in love with the process of recording, documenting, and editing. I started finding fulfillment and joy in it. Whenever I was feeling low, whenever I was feeling down, my escape was taking the camera and just creating something beautiful. Whenever I was feeling really crappy about my situation or my life, I would either pick a camera or pick a pen and notebook and just start creating and expressing myself in my own artistic voice. And so, because of my love and fulfillment, because I started enjoying it so much, I never give up or even plan to give it up. I don't think I'm going to give it up, even if for the next 20, 30 years, even if I don't make money from this, I don't think I can ever give this up, because this gives me true fulfillment. It might not give me anything else, but I believe that life is not just to be lived where you just go work a job, survive, provide, and go to sleep. I feel like living that kind of life, at least for me, this is just for me, would be a waste. Because life is such a blessing. I mean, the chances that you would be here on this planet is so small. The chances of being born is so small. The chances of having the life that you have is so freaking small. And small, I'm talking about like fraction small. But you made it here. And to me at least, it doesn't seem right that you just barely just make it through this life. You're given this opportunity. Why not make it amazing and the best that you can make it? Why not just try to live your life in the best possible way, so that one day when you look back, you'll be like, that small percentage that I would be born and I was born and I took advantage of that small percentage and I made it worthwhile. I made my life worthwhile. And along the way, I inspired others. I helped others. That would be a beautiful life. So yeah, back to what I was saying. That's the reason why I don't think I'll ever stop making these YouTube videos, because it gives me fulfillment. And even the one comment that I get that my videos are helping somebody out is just amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it feels amazing to me, but it's just amazing to know that me sharing my experience or anybody sharing their experience, it brings others closer and it helps others process and go through whatever. Because whatever I have gone through, it's because I've been able to process my thoughts and have my thoughts said back to me by somebody else or read it somewhere else. And that helps you gain understanding and perspective. So yeah, just going off a tangent, my point was, for the years that I've been doing YouTube, I fell in love with it. But at the same time, there were periods where I would also say, like, I want to grow. I would go online and search how to grow. I would watch YouTube tutorials. I would watch Mr. Beast videos. I would watch Mr. Beast interviews, how to grow the thumbnail, make the thumbnail more crazy, make the thumbnail more contrasty, make the color crazy. Start your intro with screaming at the camera and trying to give as much information as possible. Build up the suspense, focus on the audience attention. And while I was trying all of that, it might have been better for my channel, might have made my videos perform a little better than the previous time. But it made me feel crap. Because the reason I started this, not the reason that I started this channel, but the reason that I'm getting so much fulfillment out of this channel is because it is an artistic expression of myself. And that's what all art is. And that's why I urge everybody to have some kind of artistic expression, because Your artistic expression is unique to you. And that's what I want to make. That's the point I want to make in this video. Don't go and try to be the next Mr. Beast. Don't go and try to be the next Casey Neistat. Yes, take ideas from them. Yes, learn what they did so that you can apply that to yourself and make your journey maybe a little faster. Yes, take points. Yes, maybe try copying this from that. But don't copy verbatim to verbatim. It's not going to help you. And to be honest, whether you're a big creator or a small creator, like it took Mr. Beast 10 years to gain significant growth, which you can see now. It took him 10 years behind the scenes. It took Marcus Brownlee, who has, I think about 14 million subs now, or 15. I don't know, it's some crazy number. But he's been doing YouTube for 14 years. So it takes time. And it's not as easy as it looks just turning on the camera and starting. In fact, I've made a behind the scenes of how I set this entire video up from start to finish. So you can check that out if you're interested to understand how I do my lighting and all. But it's not as simple as that. The ideation process, the creation process, the documentation process, the constant always thinking about the video, always thinking about what to do next, always thinking about how to get better, the constant, it's not a 9 to 5 job. Your mind is constantly working. So it's a lot and a lot of effort. And while I'm not complaining about it, the point I'm making, or why I'm telling you that it's a lot of effort, is because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, thinking that it's as simple as putting on a camera and you can make a lot of money, you're not going to be able to put in that effort consistently over a long period of time where you don't see the success or the growth that you want, because it takes time to learn the entire process. I'm basically in my infancy still. I'm still learning. And if I was only focused on getting that growth over these 2.5 years that I've been doing this, or close to 3 years, because I've not got that growth, I would have given up, because it's a lot and a lot of work. But because the entire process is fulfilling, because I enjoy doing this, because I enjoy getting better, I enjoy, as crazy as it sounds, this gives me so much joy that the work is like whatever. You don't feel like, oh, I have to do so much work, I have to set up, I have to do that. Of course, there are days when you don't feel like it. There are days when you don't want to record, when you're just lazy. That's with anything. But majority of the days are not like that. And this doesn't apply only to YouTube. Want to do anything in life, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because that person looks like they're making a lot of money and their life seems amazing. They got the fancy car, they got the fancy house. I want that, so I'll go into that career. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. Do it because you might have a calling to it. You might feel like you want to try it, or it's something that aligns with your personality. Do it for those reasons. Because no matter what career you're doing, no matter what field you're taking, it takes years to build up the skills where you can get to the top. It takes a lot of effort. I'm thinking about like 2.5 years I've been doing this, but realistically speaking, 2.5 years is nothing. When you see the other YouTubers that have been doing it for over a decade, it's nothing. They've got thousand plus videos on their channels. The amount of hours they've put into their craft. Even if you're getting a degree, it took me 4.5 years to get my physiotherapy degree. And then it took me another maybe 1 year to kind of get settled and kind of get some kind of improvement or some kind of stability in my work, or gain some kind of recognition working as a physiotherapist. So that's all in all 5.5 years. 5.5 years to go through a course, and majority courses are like that. You want to do medicine, you want to become some kind of like a skin doctor or a surgeon, you're going to be studying for minimum a decade, if not more. to get to that level. So whatever it is you're doing, it's going to take time. So if now you're thinking that YouTube looks very fancy, don't go into it for that reason, or even YouTube, music, any kind of career. Just don't do it for the reasons that you see externally. Don't do it for that reason. No matter what you do, you can always be successful. You can make a lot of money if you are truly passionate and you want to put in a lot of work. No matter what it is you do, you can make something amazing. And even if it's never done before in your field, even if nobody has become a millionaire in your field, there's always a first time. You can be the first time. There was nobody that could have been a millionaire in another field, which now millionaires are very common. Say, financial bankers or investment bankers. Say at some point they were not. I don't know the history, but at some point somebody had to be the first one to become a millionaire in that field, and that could be you. The growth that Mr. Beast has seen has never been seen before on this platform, but he knew he would do it. Just because it had never been done, it doesn't mean it can't be done. I was listening to this podcast of George's with Tony Robbins, and he was talking about some kind of tradesman or some kind of worker. I don't remember what was his job exactly, maybe a janitor or something, but he made $14,000 a year. $14,000 a year. And when he retired with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 50 or 75 million dollars. And that's because he took that 20% of that $14,000 and invested it in a company. I don't remember which company it was, but he invested. He was told by somebody that 14,000 is hard for you to live, but just take 20,000 off that top, just keep investing it. And at the time of retirement, he retired with $75 million on a $14,000 salary. I just heard this story and blew my mind. And the reason I'm telling you is because you don't have to be doing the fancy job that looks amazing, that pays you a crazy amount of money. Because even if it does make you a lot of money, but you're unhappy inside, at the end of the day, when you turn off the lights, when you switch off your car, when you get out of your car, and you sit down, and it's just you cut out from everything else, and you have a conversation with yourself, and you ask yourself, are you fulfilled? Are you happy living the life you have? You had such a small chance to be born. You have been so lucky to be born like this. You are so lucky to have the life that you have. So are you making the best of it? Are you just surviving, or are you living life? Don't let external factors influence your decision. Get in touch with yourself, get in touch with your mind. Make your mind stronger. And once you find something that you are passionate about, that you want, just find the best way. Just keep moving forward and finding ways to make it. And if you do keep going, keep putting in the effort, there's no reason why you can't make it something significant. And that's a belief I have with this YouTube channel, with my podcast. That's the belief I have. I know my day will come, but I'm not waiting for that day, because I'm just enjoying the everyday of doing this. So when that day comes, it may come, but it's not going to change my life, because I'm happy just doing this, even if it does not make me money. That's the real talk episode I wanted to have with today. That's the honest conversation and the honest thought process that were going in my mind. If you want to know how I set up this, if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel and you want to know about lighting, about mics, about how to set up the camera, I know when I started, I struggled a lot with this, especially lighting. So I went behind the scene explaining how I got like this to like this, and how I got a very cheap light, which you can see here. So all of that is on another video. I made a behind the scenes video of how I set up for this video, so you can check that out. Or if you want more real talk episodes, raw, unedited, unscripted videos, then the playlist is there. It's called Real Talk. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are still here. I hope you got value from this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.